Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Welcome to another episode of Off the Pitch on a very interesting day, very honestly, because New Zealand has decided they are going to help Pakistan try and make the semi-finals, make this whole tournament a little more interesting, not keep it as one-sided as India and South Africa would have liked it to. So they yesterday went and promptly lost by a huge margin to South Africa. Now, joining me today are Sid and Matty, because that's all you need to know about them. We're not going to go into the full name business again. If you don't know us by now, go back to episode 1. We really need the listens. Now, what happened yesterday with New Zealand was nothing short of a capitulation. This is their 3rd loss in a row. Sid, is it just the fact that the South Africans are there's excessive use of power with the bat and no one else can really measure up? This is a good New Zealand bowling attack, but
I think New Zealand was showing South Africa what is like to bat second for them. Because in situations also where South Africa bat second, even against Pakistan, they kind of choked. I know Pakistan fought back, but I don't know. It's a New Zealand and South African thing probably. Like I call them the coolest losers when they lose, but when they win by like a massive margin. So it's insane. Like I think South Africa batting first has scored above 350 in all their games so far, like above 350. I think if I'm not wrong, I think 348, 350.
Yeah.
And the first one was 428. It's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
Yeah, someone's got to get up soon and say the Indian pitches are very flat and then the grounds are small and all that crap will happen.
Exactly.
In the first innings. Only
in the first innings. That is true.
There are definitely certain pitches that are flat and certain pitches that are very difficult to play on. So it's commendable if you get like above 250, 300. I think in any pitch, if you get above 300, it's very good.
Another thing, I'm looking at New Zealand's sort of journey through the tournament. They started great with a win over England. But now we know that England is probably a minnow team in this World Cup. And then they went on to beat...
एक बार फिर से बोलो ना. एक बार फिर से बोलो. अच्छा लगता है. जीवन का अच्छा लगता है.
So okay, let me rephrase that. New Zealand has only beaten the minnow teams so far, like England, Netherlands, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. And when the big boys came up, they've just lost the plot entirely.
Completely.
So now their next game is against Pakistan. And that's virtually a knockout if you ask me. If New Zealand lose that one, they really open the door wide for Pakistan, whose last game, is the minnow team called England, or the world champions formerly known as England. And the other thing that New Zealand's loss to South Africa did was completely murdered their net run rate. From a fantastic 1.2, they're down to 0.4, which is much more achievable for Pakistan, who are at a negative 0.02.
Wait, 1.2 to 0.4? That's better, right?
No, not minus, plus.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So now that we've sorted out the negatives and the positives, do you think Pakistan or this Pakistan team really has what it needs to go through now?
I think both New Zealand and Pakistan are one kind of teams and they're having a aberration kind of a day.
That's true.
So New Zealand is a much better team. They lost against Australia, which was like you don't score 380. You can be as good as anyone and you don't score 380, right? Yesterday was a bad game. It was an aberration. Similarly, Pakistan is a very bad team. It was an aberration what they did against like the last game, or what they did against South Africa for that matter. Just to be able to pull South Africa back and make the chase seem like it was a bigger chase.
I think South Africa also gave it away in that match.
Having said that, having said that, the New Zealand Pakistan game, as you rightly said, has become possibly one of the few games in this World Cup which will have like a direct impact on where teams end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's been just a long set of games where most of them don't have any consequence. This seems like one game which could possibly have some consequence.
I'm also extremely curious to see England and Netherlands, two evenly matched teams, and how they go.
Yeah, they played in 2011 as well, from what I remember. And that was a good contest.
I think the biggest upset of 2011 was Ireland beating England. So I'm pretty sure they would have defeated Netherlands.
Okay.
Also, speaking of Pakistan, Fakhar Zaman, man, like I think he's back. Like the way
I almost thought you're starting to swear on the show, man. But okay, go ahead.
We don't do that yet.
But yeah, Fakhar Zaman, man, like I haven't seen because I think he's a complete tournament player for me. I remember the 2017 PTSD, and he hit 7 sixes against Bangladesh. So yeah, and he's one of the openers who's gotten a double hundred and almost been very close to getting another double hundred. So I think he's one of the marquee players. Like if he gets going, I think he'll be very good over Imam ul Haq, who hasn't been in very good touch lately.
Okay, hitting any number of runs against Bangladesh is not a qualifier for anything. They have been the most consistent of all of the teams over the last many World Cups that they've been a part of. I think their greatest claim to fame is beating India in 2007 and knocking us out. And that just spurred us on to go and win the next World Cup. But Bangladesh firmly ensconced in their favorite position at the bottom two, only outdone by England this time.
Have they ever reached a semi?
They have reached the semi one over before losing. Like you get it, they start celebrating before they win the match, and then
This is like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of a thing. Which if you get it, you get it. But okay.
Yeah, they played India in the quarterfinals. They started celebrating, and then they.
This was that Dhoni run out, is it at the end?
So yeah, that one, yeah. Nagin dance. Yeah.
Not much dancing happening there. I mean, they have to first figure out their infighting. But let's not waste time talking about rubbish teams like Bangladesh and England. Nothing to be said there. So, and also this is not a planned England troll episode. It's just coming out naturally. I don't know where and why, but it's natural, Baseball, all that is gone down the drain.
250 years of colonialism. By the way, baseball has entered the dictionary.
Good for them. Just as it left the English team, it has entered the dictionary. Well done.
I've been seeing a lot of Baz bullshit. Like that's most of the hashtags have been that only. England hashtag Baz bullshit. So that's quite interesting actually. I love to see this because they're giving away wickets like.
Okay, speaking of bullshit, this Bobby Bacha Zimbabwe, and I'm just alliterating. That's why it's connected. Bobby Bacha Zimbabwe has not just lost matches. Now he's stopped scoring runs also in the last couple of games, right? I mean, he scored a 9 against the high point for Pakistan, which was their win over Bangladesh. Pakistani Twitter is like, we're back, we're going to do a 1992 and this and that. But Bhai Saab, world's best batsman, scored only 9 runs. What's up with that? Is this the start of his loss in form?
Yeah, or maybe, it's too much jinxing maybe. I could be that also. Like you see Shubman Gill, like you're waiting for him to perform. And then, like, we're hoping, like, towards the end of the matches, he performs like crazy. So
I think it's quite a lot of, considering it's Pakistan, right? And there is the India-Pakistan thing, and we know how unpredictable they are. So, obviously, Babar was the guy who we thought would do so well, hasn't done so well. Another guy that we thought...
You can't say Babar, you have to say Bobby Bacha.
Bobby Bacha, we thought he'll do excellent. He didn't do. Another person who we thought would do excellent and didn't do much for them was Shaheen Shah Afridi. But he has turned it around. He's the highest wicket taker. When did he take those wickets? So I would be surprised. If Babar scores against New Zealand, against Santner and all these quality bowlers. Babar scores a 70 of like 100 balls. and next thing you know, he's just accumulating hundreds.
Yeah, in the practice match, he made 92 against New Zealand. Pakistan, New Zealand had played in the practice match, and Pakistan
Ah,
almost chased 342. So yeah, he can do that. Like, he can look effortless while doing it. I think he's just finding it difficult to find touch or his pressure. I don't know, but he's a big stage man, so I don't know what pressure he's going through.
I think if a fucker plays well, that lifts pressure off a barber.
It does. It's like how Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma are playing. Like, the run rate, they're increasing the run rate so much that it makes it easier for the middle order to capitalize.
All right. So moving swiftly on from some of these sort of inferior teams, let's say, there are major teams that have had injury worries and are continuing to suffer. Maxwell went and found himself falling off a golf cart. How stupid is that? Because historically, it seems he's also done this at a friend's birthday party and had a knee injury.
Broke his leg,
Yeah.
no? Knee injury. Yeah,
And
yeah.
we've had Hardik being felled by the Bangladeshis. I think that was on purpose. And Matt Henry's gone and hurt himself. So New Zealand, who are already struggling, have more to worry about. Yeah, the injury list is growing. There wasn't really much to say about that except just call out that, in the middle of a World Cup, people are finding ways to get hurt. And I find that baffling, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, people wanted to blame the outfield initially, but people are falling off golf carts, so I don't know. Like, I don't know what people
The
are
outfield problem is only for Dharamshala, I thought, not everywhere.
Yeah. It's Dharamshala only. Lucknow also, like someone said, there's an outfield issue and all. It's the same, only people were sliding and everything. So
Yeah, just crybabies, man. Every time they lose, they find different ways to blame the Indian conditions.
yeah, cribbing, moaning, complaining full time.
It's quite funny how there can be injury on a golf field. Last year, Johnny Bairstow got injured and he was out for 9 months, saying, I wasn't sure if I can continue, if I can ever play a game. If it's that serious with Maxwell, Maxwell is 35, 36. I mean, we don't know what it is, but I read somewhere that
It's a concussion.
it's a concussion.
He suffered a concussion. So he fell off the golf cart because he was holding on to it from behind, like, free ka rickshaw ride.
I was going to say that.
Go only, like, this is what you get.
I mean, it's damn stupid to try and do that. He probably got inspired when he saw something on Indian streets.
Yeah.
He's
his
been coming to
wife
India
is-
for many years, so I'm not sure if he's done this before or anything. Like, and now it's probably gotten into his system. अरे चलता है, fourth seat, रिक्शा वाले के पास में बैठेगा, पीछे खड़ा हो जाएगा. He's doing all that bullshit. But अभी लेने के देने पड़ गए ना वर्ल्ड कप के बीच में.
Who can they get in?
Who can they get in?
There is, you have your both
I mean-
all-rounders. You can get Green and Stoinis, but like you'll be missing a good spinner.
Stoinis is crazy if he gets going. He's as destructive as...
But Green offers the
this guy.
same thing Stoinis does essentially. Like, at least in this World Cup from what I've seen.
So that moves us to the main topic, which is India. The only team worth talking about. Unbeaten
Yeah.
until they're beaten. Stating the obvious, but what the hell.
Aditya, is it too early in the morning to mention?
It's never too early. Never too early. I mean, he's India's...
आज वो 100 बनाएगा.
He's India's Bangladesh, isn't he? Consistent.
And then he isn't looking bad. He's playing his shots and everything. He's just getting carried away and getting out. But I don't exactly know.
He's the best looking failure. Is that what you're trying to say?
Possibly, yeah. No, but yeah, but if you see, I think that I think maybe I'm trying to see what they're trying to do. Like after one of the openers get out, Kohli comes and anchors and then builds. Iyer tries to shift the momentum immediately because Rahul also comes and anchors and plays a slightly cautious innings. So maybe...
Wait, Iyer tries to shift the momentum to the other team? मतलब उसको wrong instructions है या तो brief गलत पढ़ रहा है.
No, but even against New Zealand and all these teams, he was looking good. Like he was playing really good shots. Like it's just, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to take it a notch down and hit
Boss,
probably.
there's no doubting his skill. There's no doubting his ability. Currently, the problem is upper, between the ears.
Yeah.
As Sunny Gavaskar says, that half of the game is played between your ears. And if that is not correct, घर पे बैठे यार.
Yeah, that's true.
मतलब, this is a World Cup. Okay, if you're mucking around here like this, after 1, 2, 3 failures, someone would think that, bhai, thoda bahut to at least there's a little bit of common sense coming in. Ki, okay, let me take 5 balls. Let me get a sense of the pitch, the bowling, my head, where is the sun shining from? If it is a short ball, am I seeing it? But nahi, Bhai Saab wants to hit 36 in an over every time.
Taking one for the team.
what I love is no matter who he's playing against, no matter what the situation is, no matter how much he has scored in the previous game, he walks in with a swagger like he's Viv Richards.
Yo.
Well, two World Cups I've already won. I've already played Australia, England. It's सब खत्म कर चुका हूँ मैं. I'm at the top of my game. He walks in with that swagger. I
Yeah,
love
yeah,
ये
that.
लोग को भी परफॉर्मेंस बेस्ड पे होना चाहिए यार. If you're contracted to play for India and if you score below your average, उतना percentage points cut.
yeah. But then we'll win the World Cup, na?
And what's your point?
That's like every saying that we win the World Cup if everyone got paid performance-wise and not for endorsements and just playing cricket. That is true.
Fair enough.
By the way, there was a news which came a few days ago that Pakistan has not been paid. Pakistan team members have not been paid since June of this year.
Wow. I wonder whether that's a surprise.
No, but I think there is also a lot of turmoil. Let's not go back to Pakistan, man. It's a very
Yeah,
depressing
but
topic.
I've heard their board, so like in terms of selection committee and everything, see, India follows a British way of cricket, like domestic, AB, and then you get into the international team. And so does Bangladesh actually. They're like your
What is the
India
AB?
A team, B team.
A team, B team. And then you get into the team.
Acha,
and so does
okay.
Bangladesh to some extent. Like they also have domestic leagues. Pakistan is actually, they are picked by veterans who make it directly to the team. So their system is,
What, army veterans or cricket veterans?
that I don't know because
It could be either in
it could-
Pakistan.
yeah. The money is with the military and cricket board, so you never know. And so they're picked by the veterans naturally based on their talent.
Yeah.
So they're not a very very well managed like cricket board from what I've heard. Now there's all hearsay, but now it's evident also. So it's okay.
Hey, I'm just going back to the main topic. India plays Sri Lanka, which should be a win. Then there is South Africa and then a nail biter against the Netherlands after a week's break. So bizarre scheduling, by the way. There are 2 games in 3 days
Yeah.
and then a week-long break. But I think that's all sort of they're treating the Netherlands game as a warm-up for the semis by the looks of it. You get a week between the 5th and the
Possibly.
12th. Then you play the Netherlands and you get like nicely, okay, we're back in form, we're still winning, blah, blah, blah. And then, semis.
Hardik
Hardik
probably
gets
comes
a
back
longer
with it.
period to recover.
Hopefully.
So
Hopefully.
if Hardik is fit, no, I think they should just drop Shreyas Iyer and bring in Hardik. It actually just changes the balance even better, for the better.
It's actually not a bad idea because even for GT he comes 2 down and he's quite a
Yeah.
responsible
Or
batter,
move
so
Surya up.
it does make sense.
I think after the last game where once who was Surya batting with the last person, Jadeja got out. The fact that Shami is coming into bat, followed by Bumrah, I think they will get another batter.
They have to. Hardik comes in
And
and
not
Surya or
for Shreyas
Shreyas
Iyer.
leaves. Yeah. Surya or I don't think Shreyas is going to leave because they have backed Shreyas. They've had faith on him.
They
It's just
might
like
get
how I-
Ishan Kishan worst case,
Yeah, no, best
but
case. Actually,
they
that's a
will
good-
not
that's a good-
out and out drop this person.
They won't. See, Iyer hasn't practicing in the NCA, so there must be something like really crazy about him for the team. Like how Rahul had a slump in the middle, but the NCA had faith on him. They kept him in the team, and now he's performing. He's giving a result. So hopefully it'll happen. Like Shreyas Iyer had a quite long injury time, so he'll come back. I hope. Yeah, that'd be good. Just being hopeful towards something.
Makes sense. Okay. So India, Sri Lanka, South Africa, Netherlands, we spoke about the fact that India could possibly go in unbeaten into the semis. I don't know what to make of that because then you're suddenly complacent in a do or die match and that mindset change could take a while. But
Yeah, but this is the difference I've seen in this World Cup. India has been very grounded in every match in terms of their approach. Like they haven't ever been carried away with the total or even the low totals or high totals. Like they have never treated a game separately or casually.
yeah, let's hope we have enough in the tank to win 5 more games. That's all we need.
That's all we need. Bas paanch.
And moving on to the last point of discussion today, can Afghanistan make the semis? On paper, it's possible. They play Netherlands, Australia, South Africa. Now, let's say they can beat the Netherlands because they've beaten bigger teams than the Netherlands. Hold on. If they beat the Netherlands, that brings and lose the other 2, that actually takes them to 4 wins in 9 games, which is 8 points. Assume for a second that Pakistan will lose to New Zealand. And if they beat Sri Lanka, they actually come at par with Afghanistan. But that means the moment New Zealand beats Pakistan, that's it. Game over.
They can. personally, I really, really want them to qualify for semis, and I think they can do it. You know, if you watch the Pakistan match, I've never seen any team play so responsibly like Afghanistan. All of them made half centuries. All of them carried the innings really, really well. So I want to see that. Like they're highly capable. They have batting till Omar Zain, Nabi, Rashid. They can.
अगले वर्ल्ड कप में आना, इस वर्ल्ड कप में 4 मेजर टीम दे दो ताकि इंडिया की विन लगे. इट्स अ प्रॉपर विन. लाइक अजीत said in the last this thing edition that 2003 India faced Kenya in the semi-finals. कोई वैल्यू ही नहीं है इसकी.
I know. I saw that. Yeah. And 2011 it was. But you know, Pakistan, New Zealand will be very interesting because I think what New Zealand is to us.
Pakistan will beat New
Pakistan
Zealand,
is to
you're
New
saying?
Zealand. Like in terms of ICC tournaments and how they beat us generally. So that happened last year also. Yeah, generally this is what happens in ICC tournaments. Even last year it happened where Pakistan just suddenly had a high and started beating every team. Like even New Zealand looked like a joke to them. So yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see. See that.
All right. And with that, it's a wrap on this episode of Off the Pitch. We hope it didn't make sense because that's what we're really going for. If any of this makes sense to you, you really, really need to relook at a lot of life choices. Meanwhile, let's root for India. Let's make sure India makes it without a loss. And let's hope that some of these minnow teams find their winning ways because, you know, we all want an evenly matched cricketing world. It's always fun like that. Thanks so much, Matty. Thanks so much, Sid. And let's come back in a couple of days and see how the world stands.